development side. I think the biggest piece of news is about the our token standard ERC 3525 entered the review stage. If you read our newsletter, I linked a discussion on the Ethereum Magicians Forum. And if you have any thoughts about our token standards, we hope to see your comments there. And we can have a discussion there to talk about the technological side. And it's interesting that actually Ethereum organization just updated their process for the standards review. And so due to this change in the process of standard review, actually Solv will be among one of the few projects that is going to be using the new proceed for the token review. So I think it's quite notable because since the update, the procedure for a token standard to be reviewed will be more efficient and more reliable. So that's, I think, the biggest news for the past 2 weeks. And also for the Solv governance, we actually completed the integration with the decentralized voting system snapshot. So, which means if you are a Solv voucher holder, you can actually participate in the Solv governance on chain using the number of vouchers you hold, and also some other factors in it, such as the number of Solv tokens inside of the voucher. We'll have more detail on this in the following weeks. And also, some partnership announcement on our side is in the past 2 weeks, we've onboarded 4 projects using Dream Voucher for their community bootstrapping. They are Azuro, which is a global decentralized betting protocol, Poker, blockchain-based P2E poker NFT game, Boom, which is a decentralized metaverse socializing platform, and Atris, a referral protocol for Web3. And also, our today's guest, DefiEdge, is also going to use Solv's tool to manage their protocol-owned liquidity, which we will have more discussion on that in the later half of today's community call. But in short, DefiEdge will use vesting voucher to log LP's token into the voucher, so users can maximize their staking rewards, while DefiEdge can maintain a healthy liquidity. We'll have Nish to explain us more later on. So on the event and more thought leadership side, one of our colleagues who is in Europe currently joined Ethereum CC Paris last week. And we met with many new partners and discussed about product development and potential partnerships. And we also enjoyed some good catch-up time with our backer, LSG. If you followed our Twitter, you can see some nice pictures there as well. And also, a few weeks ago, our co-founder Mike Meng attended a podcast, which is powered by 1KX, and the podcast is called Goblin Hideout. So if you check out the Goblin Hideout on Spotify, their latest episode is about Solv Protocol. Our co-founder joined them to discuss about our products, our voucher products, and our future products, and our brand purpose and vision in the long term, and his opinions on the future of NFTs. A lot of interesting stuff there. So if you want to learn more about what Solv's long-term blueprint is, you can go check out that podcast. So I think like for me, it's just we are currently building a lot of use cases around ERC 3525, around vouchers. As you guys know, like we have a lot of voucher products, and that is very programmable, automatic, and transparent. Has a lot of good features. So it's a very flexible tool, and we are exploring more like use cases. So in the future, we aim to build a marketplace for trading those vouchers. And I think by that time, the market will be very diverse and very interesting and very I think it will add real value to the industry. Like bring all those complex the financial contracts, and you can express them using Solv's tool and to trade on the marketplace. And now we are like on the climb to reach that goal. So we are very happy you guys are here with us at the early stage. So for the last one piece of news from me, it's actually a very interesting and fun or community events throughout August. If you are in the, like the north side of the earth, like it's a quite heated summer. So we prepared two giveaway events. One is Watermelon Day on August 3rd, actually started yesterday, and also Whale Shark Day on the end of August, August 30th. So those two events, we prepared totally $7,500 worth of rewards for you guys. So please, if you are interested, I think it's worthwhile to be interested, because we actually are giving out a lot of rewards. So check out our Discord. Check out our Discord description. I think it's in the community channel. I'm not sure, but if you you can find out the detail, enter on our Twitter as well for the events description. So we hope you have fun learning about our products through those two August edition giveaway events. All right. I think that's all for the past 2 weeks news updates on the Solv side. I hope you guys enjoyed what you heard. And without further ado, let's welcome Wansh and Nish from DefiEdge. Welcome, guys. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, Serena. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, welcome. So I know Johnny from our community joined your Twitter space last week, and I actually joined the Twitter space to listen a bit of it as well. So very interesting discussion there. So we are very happy to have you on our stage today as well. So I think my first question for you is, would you please introduce yourself and your work at DefiEdge?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we are an asset management protocol built on top of Uniswap v3. If you see, Uniswap v3 is a complex thing to understand for some people. Impermanent loss, then the need for hedging, leveraging, these kind of things. So what our platform does is it easily allows you to create multiple strategies on top of it, and we have got two sides of customers, or you can say users. One is the strategy managers, like people who are expert at managing money and profitable strategies, and the other are the normal institutional retail users. What happens is these strategy managers get a lot of options, like limit orders, notifications, and these things, and they just charge you a small fees based on the profit they generate for you. It's crazy, that if some expert manages and they are able to generate profit, definitely of Uniswap P3, the numbers can go up to way a lot.
I see. That's interesting. So, like, why DefiEdge? I understand you guys have like those brilliant strategy managers to help users to trade on Uniswap v3. But what benefits does the platform offer that currently AMM enabled staking platforms like Uniswap, Balancer, and Curve are not? I guess in short is why people would choose DefiEdge to trade on Uniswap instead of doing it by themselves.
Yep. So if you see, it's quite complex actually to manage actively. If you see people for if I mention specifically about impermanent loss, it's a very difficult concept to gauge, right? Even if the token price goes up, you're at loss. Imagine. Usually we invest and wait for the prices to go up all the time. But impermanent loss, liquidity provision, concentrated liquidity. So this has some kind of a prerequisite actually for people to be able to invest in that. That's where the strategy managers come in. And if you see, people have been trying. There is no fault in DefiEdge. It's not we are forcing them to do that via strategy manager. Our protocol recently, as you mentioned, this V2 is coming up with a feature where you can just manage your own money as well. Now, where we are efficient there is first, we are more than 33% gas efficient than the Uniswap position because we don't create an NFT and we directly interact with the factory contract. Plus, we give the user the option of limit orders, notifications, and SDK through which they can rebalance itself as well. So it's not like a forced thing that strategy manager only can manage your money. If you're definitely an expert, why not? Please go ahead, and we have enabled more features than the Uniswap itself for the management.
I see. Like you guys can provide more features than Uniswap V3, such as
Yeah,
lower gas fees and better management on impermanent loss, etc.
yeah, yeah.
Sure. All right. So, talking about fees, like you guys trade, like earn through the market making and etc. So, I'm interested. What are the fee structures like? Maybe paint us a better picture with an imaginary APY and go from there.
So yeah, so of course, so there are different fee tiers on Uniswap V3 as well. So we have like the 0.05% fee tier, we have the 0.3% fee tier, and also like the 0.01% fee tier. So there are different pools on Uniswap V3 that you can invest in. And of course, building a layer on top of it, you can of course invest in those pools, create strategies using those pools. And as a strategy manager, you have the option to charge a management fees upfront. That is like an upfront fees that's charged from the investor. So if you invest in any strategy manager strategy, you can the strategy manager can charge an upfront fee for investing in their strategy. Also, we are introducing a performance fee for like the strategy as the strategy progresses, as the strategy process has some decent performance and decent TVL, then only the fees would be deducted. And currently, we are not charging any protocol fees, and we want the strategy manager to take full profits.
Yeah, and also one important thing, the rebalancing strategy manager pays for that. Because if in your strategy, you have deposited funds and you are using the gas fees, the strategy manager has to manage that. You don't have to pay the gas fees. That's the other added advantage through DeFi actually.
I see. How is DefiEdge integration with Solv Protocol to maximize rewards for users and the stability of the liquidity pool? Because I understand, like, based on the fee structure, you guys will have like at the early stage, you'll have like a bootstrapping stage for to attract more users to the protocol. And what brings DefiEdge to work with Solv Protocol? Like, what do you think Solv can benefits, like bring benefits to DefiEdge?
That's a really interesting question, Serena, to be honest. And obviously, we have been in talks with your team, and your team is wonderful, first of all. And it's always good working with you. So, and the second thing, the main attraction that we found in Solve is that, why did we think that we had to integrate with Solve is that, the bond vouchers that you have, these are something that is quite useful for us, creating those bound vouchers, like the one time, the linear part. So what we have are like the ERC20 shares. So these are called DE shares that are unique to each and every strategy. So what happens is the strategy manager now, as we have completely finalized the testing and everything with Solv. So what happens is that the user can go and mint those vouchers using our D shares, and this creates a whole ecosystem and creates a whole market. Also, what happens is that they can also guarantee a certain APY using those bond vouchers, and that of course attracts TVL towards Solve and DefiEdge also. So they can also guarantee a little bit of an APY to give an edge, and also of course as the vouchers are tradable, so they can also it's actually trading up, being as a part of our ecosystem as well as your ecosystem, and they're actually trading a part of our strategy. So that makes our strategy accessible to everyone, be it on the marketplace of Solve, be it on the marketplace of OpenSea, or of course DefiEdge is always there for them to invest in any of the strategy. Also, the other thing that we really liked about Solve is the bond vouchers that you create. So what we are doing currently with the Solve vouchers is that a strategy manager comes and creates a strategy. They go and mint the vouchers using your protocol, and then they guarantee a little bit of an APY, and they design the NFT as such, so that the purchaser, or like the on the marketplace, whoever wants to get a part of the strategy is excited to become a owner of the strategy, because they are giving a certain APY, and the APYs that we are giving are completely organic, and that's quite huge. We are giving a APY of around 10 to 12% on a a stablecoin strategy, and that's the main purpose of using Solve.
I see. I guess I have two questions, like follow-up questions on this question. First, I remember like you actually mentioned bond voucher. Because as far as I know, you guys is going to use vesting vouchers as a method to lock LP tokens. But
Of course, yeah,
bond
vesting
voucher
vouchers.
actually, yeah, actually, I would like to understand more like you mentioned you use bond voucher as part of the strategy, right? Like your trading strategy. Like how will you integrate bond voucher? Because this is a new information for me actually.
Okay, actually, I got confused with the bond voucher and the vesting voucher. So, of course,
Mm.
sorry for that. We are going to use vesting vouchers, right? Yeah, of course. We are going to use vesting
Mhm.
vouchers, and yeah, the one that has one-time linear and the vesting part. So, yeah, of course, we are going to use the vesting vouchers for our D shares.
Mm. I see. Yeah, because bond voucher is another use case for the like of vouchers, which is a bond product that can be converted into like tokens and stable coin
Exactly.
securities.
Right.
And
Right.
but
Right.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Like my second follow up question regarding this is I heard you mention organic APY. Like, could you explain more on this? Like, how to achieve this organic APY?
So, or with organic APY, what we mean is that the APY that we show on our dashboard and the APY that is shown on our strategies, that are completely organic. What we mean by that is that this is completely the APY that we are showing, that the strategy, the fees the strategy is earning. So there is no liquidity mining rewards. There are
Mm.
no other incentives or anything. These are just pure fees APRs.
Mm. Then, what if like how do you guys plan to deal with like any potential losses during the trade?
Of course, yeah. So, safety is the topmost priority. And right now, after these many incidents, safety
Mm.
becomes quite an important aspect for a protocol as well as the investor. So, any investor who goes, they would check the audits and everything. So, to make sure we have been audited thrice, we have been audited first by ABDK, the same guy who has audited Uniswap V3. We have also then been audited by, WatchPub, so we'll be completing that audit also. So these are like the double layers of security. And also we have designed the contracts of DefiEdge as such that the investor can only add funds to the strategy, and the strategy manager cannot take the funds. So he can only rebalance the strategy. He can, set the ranges. He can swap the funds. He can claim the fees, but he cannot run away with the funds or cannot take the funds away from the contract.
That's very important.
Exactly, that's quite important, and that's the most important thing that we have kept in mind. And also, the price, so that the price is also not manipulated. We take the spot, we compare the spot price and the oracle price, so that the shares that we mint are minted at the best prices, like the accurate prices, and they are not manipulated in near future, so that the strategy manager does not have to bear losses.
Mm, okay, I think I understand the basics, but I need to learn more, like in details. Um, yes, that's about security. Like you guys are audited by several audit firms. But on the second hand, you also mentioned those strategy managers have will not like run away with the fund. Like, how are you guys like make sure they cannot access the funds and take the funds away?
Exactly. Yeah. So as I told you, the contracts that we have designed are designed in such a way that they can only interact with the Uniswap V3 contracts, right? So for example, you as an investor come to the strategy, you add the funds to the strategy, the D shares are minted, they are added to your wallet. The strategy, the funds are then added to the contract. The strategy manager has access to only the front end, not the contract. So he can only, call the rebalance function. He can rebalance the funds, add it to Uniswap V3 core, right? He can then remove the funds, add it to the contract itself, and then rebalance and add it to the ranges, again, claim the fees, rebalance the fees, add them again. So that's the main thing, so that the strategy
Yeah.
manager has no access to those contracts, so he cannot take away those funds.
Yeah, and also we're using Chainlink oracles at the moment because if somebody tries to manipulate the price, we have oracles check in place, and the contracts won't allow if the price varies by a lot. We've actually made checks through that as well, so that somebody won't try to manipulate the pools.
Yep.
Mm, I see. Very interesting. Thanks for the explanation. I think that's a very useful and important piece of information for our audience as well.
Of course.
All right. Yeah. So like I'm interested in the future of DefiEdge. So talk to us about your roadmap. Where is the platform going, and what are some of the hurdles the team faces in moving forward to your goals? And before you answer this question, I think for community, it's time for you guys to for the community to start the lucky draw today. So if you are participating, you can now to entry your whatever task you need to do to finish the task. All right, that's for that's the information for the community, and please go ahead for the AMA.
Sure. So for the future roadmap, what we have planned ahead, so there are major updates that the community is gonna see from DeFi Edge. So we are continuously updating the UI so that the user has no problem in accessing any of the features. Being a feature-rich protocol, we have to make sure that all the features are working properly, and the user has access to all of them, and the user does not face any of the problems to use it at the most of the potential. Also, we are rebranding ourselves. Also, currently, what we stressed upon most was that the strategy manager can come and manage the funds, investors can add the funds to the strategy. Now the other concept is the other side of the protocol is that you as a normal retail investor who is directly adding funds to Uniswap V3 can also come to our platform and manage your own funds privately. So there are different aspects to why any of the retail investor would come to our platform. So just a short brief of why anyone would come here. So on Uniswap V3, when creating a position, you have to set the ranges. You have to swap the funds in the correct ratios. Then you have to just make sure that the tick doesn't move until the time you're swapping, and you can create only one position. The fees is not auto compounded. right? And if you want to then dump that strategy, and if it goes out of range and you have to add it to another range, you remove the funds, swap it again, and then add it to another range. And yeah, so that's quite a hectic task. And I hope, Serena, you have also like tried Uniswap v3 a bit. I hope you're a little bit aware of that also.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I also remembered I like Googled on like what is the best strategy to set up like the range and things etc. And I also Googled on YouTube like YouTube videos to learn. It's quite hectic. I think I'm not the best at doing this, but it was a fun experience learning about all the
Of course.
details.
Exactly, I agree with you. It's a little hectic, but despite it is an interesting experience because it is 100% capital efficient. It is like 4,000 times as claimed by Uniswap. It is 4,000 times as capital efficient as Uniswap V2. So that's the
Mm,
main reason to try Uniswap V3. And the volume that you get on Uniswap V3, you are not gonna get that on any other AMM or any other DEX. So that's the second reason to try out Uniswap V3. Also, so as I think, then you of course will gonna understand the protocol at the fullest. So as I explained, so the creating the positions and stuff. So on DefiEdge protocol, if you manage your own position, you can create 20 plus positions in a single click. You can add 20 plus ranges and deploy liquidity to them in a single click. You can rebalance your position in a single click. You can claim the fees added to the ranges again, and that is the concept of auto compounding. So you auto compound the fees right from the start. Also, you can whitelist the investors. You are managing your own funds. Okay, so you want only one wallet address to add funds in the strategy, you can do that. You can create the privacy settings. You can change the privacy settings. You can only you can then manage your own funds. So these are like some of the differences, or like what some of the features that you will not find natively on Uniswap v3, but we building a layer on Uniswap v3 give you all the feature. Also setting up limit orders, farming, ERC20, and the list goes on. So this is like something. And so I think I got distracted from the future roadmap. So this is like the rebranding part. So this is the part, this is the side where we are rebranding, and we look more retail users will be attracted to this part. Then we are on us we are doing integrations as much as possible. So we of course have done our integration with Solv. Then we have our integration with Chainlink. We also have integrated with Gelato Ops, as a resolver. So to execute limit orders. So for the oracles, we have integrated with Chainlink, and also there are several other protocols. Like some aggregators, some portfolio managers, and some strategy managers that are eager to get on board and integrate with DefiEdge. So there are several
mm,
protocols that we plan to integrate with, and also
I
different
see.
things that the community is gonna see in near future.
Thing is, I heard like actually provide a lot of good features that cannot like Uniswap v3 does not provide, which means you guys can I say like what is a good word like rely on Uniswap v3 or like in the future do you guys consider to build your own Uniswap v3 so you don't have to rely on um, their product to do the trades? Like, do I describe my question clear?
Yeah, I get the questions. This is like the first time I've heard this question. Building our own decks like Uniswap V3 is a big thing. It's actually a big thing, and hearing that like quite keeps us motivated. Though, to be honest, creating our own decks like Uniswap V3 is gonna be awesome. But of course, currently, creating so many features and stuff, getting so much into the dev work, and DefiEdge is a highly scalable product. The features that can be integrated, and we have integrated different simulators and stuff. We are also working on auto rebalancing and stuff, so users can just simply with one click deploy ranges in a Bollinger Band, or create a own indicator, use the indicators and deploy in certain ranges, different stuff. So as soon as Uniswap v3 is working and the volume is significant there, we actually don't need another dex, building our own dex, because the features that we can offer to the user as a front end to Uniswap v3 is huge.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the
Mm.
question, Sarana.
Yeah, I can see your point here. So it's like a different role in the AMM ecosystem, I guess. Like since Uniswap is already like doing a great job at providing the trading pairs and the trading the V3, and DefiEdge is here to provide like a better trading strategies and better yields and better management, like more efficient fees, like exactly like more service and more better features on top of Uniswap V3.
Exactly,
Is that?
because Uniswap v3 is personal favorite of most of the liquidity providers, and we
Mm,
opening the doors to them to most of the liquidity is a fantastic thing. And
mm,
getting the traction and stuff, that's going to take time, getting teaching the liquidity providers how to use those features, getting most of the media coverage and everything, that's going to take time. And Uniswap v3 scaling to to new limits, going on different chains, and so wherever Uniswap v3 goes, we are going to follow.
I see. Um, I think that's fantastic. Because I've read some articles today actually discussing about the development path for Anchor, Balancer, and Uniswap. And the founder of Uniswap actually was working for Banker or which one, and he was one of the programmer, like a coder, and
Hmm.
he discovered a better route and started Uniswap. I think that's fantastic.
Of
And
course, of course.
yeah.
And you see, what
Um,
Uniswap does is what different AMMs do follow. So after the concentrated liquidity part, many other AMs on different chains are also going on that road. Not, of course, not gonna fork Uniswap v3 as it is, but with minor changes, they are implementing the same concentrated liquidity, the concentrated ranges part, because it's actually Uniswap v3 is limit orders, different, tons of limit orders stacked in ranges. So setting up limit orders and everything, that can be easily done on Uniswap v3. So that's the thing, that's why most of the AMMs are going on that route.
yeah, exactly. Um, I think perhaps like in the near future, you guys can like have more integrations with Uniswap. Yes, so that would be a very great partnership.
Exactly, of course. Yeah, we are constantly working on that. And as I told you, creating different strategies. Uniswap v3 can also be regarded as an order book. So creating Bollinger Bands, you know creating the moving averages, trading on basis of moving averages, setting up limit orders. There have been strategy managers who have been doing buying and selling only. So on our platform, they used to set limit orders, set a limit order, set a short range for 1,000 to 1,100. Buy ETH at that price. The share price zooms up. Also, we are working on option trading using our protocol, because Uniswap v3 had different use cases. So actually, a position on Uniswap v3 is actually an option. Actually a call option or a put option. So that can also have numerous use cases.
Mm, I see. Well, that's very interesting. So I guess for the I think like to discuss like a broader uh question here, because it's definitely a bear market now, and there's a lot of gas for the next big thing. And DeFi is definitely was a big thing during the last bull market. So
Hmm.
what do you guys think? What will be the next big thing, and what do you think DeFi's place in the next bull market?
Yeah. So like the next bull market, of course, it's gonna take time for the next bull market and to recover everything. And of course, DeFi is here to stay, and I don't have a doubt in that. So of course, in the next
Mhm.
bull market, we can expect you know the uh, the DeFi tokens and everything to boom again. That's for sure. And of course, the blue chips and everything, they are going to have a separate place in them. And of course, with the recent trends and everything, I think the metaverse and everything, like the metaverse trends, can shoot up a little bit also in the next bull
Mhm.
market.
Mm. Yeah, metaverse. Like I think
Exactly.
it's yeah, it's also a very trendy topic in the like in the investment circle, uh, not only in Asia, I think all around the globe. Like people, and I see a lot of traditional brands, like fashion brands, trying to find their next big entry of like streams, like the people to promote to scaling their brand in the metaverse. That's definitely area worthwhile to follow.
Exactly. I think that's quite an area that can be followed because, yeah,
Mhm.
just as you said, like the many brands are going in that direction. And of course,
Yeah.
that makes an interesting investment opportunity. If everyone is going there, that's like, the theory follows.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. And for me, it's amazing to see the um, like our industry, like the crypto and the digital assets industry, is absorbing more like traditional brands get involved. It's amazing. So I'm staying hopeful, and
Of course. Yeah.
yeah,
And of course, like the blockchain industry, the ZK rollups, ZK rollups, and everything. They are of course they are here to scale also. So and
mm-hmm.
everyone can keep an eye on those also.
Yeah, yeah. And the merge is definitely one of the trending topic as well, with all the um, ZK rollups and privacy protocols.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. I think that's all questions for me. If you guys have
Amazing.
more like would like to tell our audience, please feel free to do so. And we can also to see if there's any questions from our audience to ask you guys. So um, yeah, let's see if there's any question here.
Quite interesting questions, and I really like those questions.
Thank you.
It was a
So
great
actually,
discussion.
yeah, yeah, I enjoyed our AMA session, and I think it's quite interesting to to learn about your project. And I wish you have a wonderful journey and achieve success.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Sirna. We wish you the same for Solve and the partnership also we had. So we have of course been in talks for the partnership also. So I hope that also
Mhm.
scales in near future and we have the most out of it.
Thank you. I'm glad you think our protocol is doing something meaningful and being helpful.
Of course, yeah. That's why the community is here. We are all supporting Solve.
Exactly. And I think I don't see any question here. So, um, Vansh, do you have any other words that want to tell our audience?
So I don't think like just like you know just like a basic conclusion. So I love the audience, So of course
Mm-hmm.
I would love them to try out DefiEdge also, and also I think our shares are also live. I think I myself minted some shares on Arbitrum on Solve using the on for D shares we minted some vouchers. So I think the community
Mm-hmm.
can give it a try for that also, experimenting with those and trying out some of the strategies, setting up some limit orders, and then also there are different use cases like setting up limit orders, creating that position and locking it up on Solve. It actually creates an option. So we are trying that too, and I hope the community can give us some ideas on the different use cases between DShares and Solve. And I just request the community to try out DefiEdge. Just give us our feedback on how we are doing, and if there's any improvement, they can give us any feedbacks or so, and we'd love to go ahead with that. Also, there are major updates ahead, just as I told you. So I hope this community stays connected. And of course, if there are any updates, and so we'll of course be active on our Twitter and Discord. So if they have any questions or so, they can of course ask us. So that's from my side. Nishil, would you like to add anything for the community?
No, I think that's good,
Yes,
man. Thank you so much. I actually liked it as well. Just stay updated. We have a lot of updates coming our way in August. Actually, it's going to be an eventful month for us.
Exactly. Yep.
that's wonderful. Oh, thanks. Thank you guys. So follow DefiEdge on Twitter and go try their product. I think you'll enjoy it, and I hope to chat with you guys soon, Vansh.
Of course.
And I'm not sure whether I pronounce your name right, but hope
No,
I
that's
pronounce it
right.
right.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
All right, I think perhaps we can call it a day for today's call. If you guys
sure.
have further questions, we can have further discussion.
Yeah, of course. If the community has any questions, we can stay and answer the questions. Otherwise, otherwise it's all from our side. And Serena, you were a wonderful host, and the discussion was awesome. And I thank the community also for attending, and for such a huge number, and listening with such patiently.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your wonderful words. All right. Good night, good morning, or goodbye, community, and Vansh.
Of course. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah, of course, it's good evening from our side. So yeah, good evening to the community, and we'll stay updated. And and if there is any update or so, they can of course ask us on our Discord, and any questions also they can also ask here. Also, we are here, we can answer here also in the chats or any general channel or any of those channels as well. So thanks a lot.
Great. All right, guys.
Okay,
Thanks for
thanks,
attending
Remy.
today's